It's Virgin Radio, it's the evening show, and as you can see right here, Grant and Taka, Feeder are in the house. Welcome, gents.
Hello.
And you can see on the stage behind us, set up for a special live performance, and quite a rare live performance.
Yeah, it's kind of Feeder unplugged almost. You know, went from more stripped back. You know, we were told you can't be too loud, so we left all the Marshall stacks at home in our lockup. But yeah, it's actually quite nice. And even no drum kit, just a box.
Was that a new? Is that the newest addition to the band? That?
What the box or the drummer? Because he's actually quite a new drummer as well. So kind of actually, you know, yeah, it's almost like two new additions, isn't it? It's called a cajon apparently. We were not sure when he said the name on the phone, but I said we'll just bring it along in case.
No, good. Is this maybe the start of a 2018 strip back tour for Feeder?
Well, it's quite nice to sort of do the songs in a more stripped back way, because I mean, you know, that's how they sort of start off, you know, kind of acoustically, and then they get louder as we start to go on. But yeah, and I think it's quite nice to do something different. You know, it's not something that we've done that often, so we'll see what happens.
I've got to say as well, I guess I'm saying happy, but 21 years. Let's just mark that as an occasion. 21 years. There's few bands get to the point where they can sit and play and celebrate. Look back on 21 years.
Can I just say that we were really young when we started?
Yeah, 15. Yeah,
really young. No, it's actually 20, just over 25 years we've been going as a band. It's 21 years since we released Swim, which was our first kind of mini album that kind of put Feeder's name out there in the rock sort of world. But yeah, it's gone really quickly, hasn't it? It's been, we just haven't really stopped working. You know, I think if you keep doing it, the time flies by. But we're still here, so you know we've obviously done something right. You know.
Tell me about the lean times that you remember. Those times with a rusty old van, carting it around the country and playing to 4 people in a pub. There must have been nights like that.
Oh yeah, years of it. I mean, not only in the UK. You know, we went to America expecting to have a big tour bus. You know, sign a big deal to like Elektra Records. Back on our first album, it was like, okay, yeah, we finally made it. Turned out it was a transit van with like a thing on the back.
Yeah.
And we're like, is that it? So, and we spent months in it, didn't we?
Yeah.
And then we worked our way up to a tour bus that used to belong to the Village People. Yeah. And we thought this is gonna be interesting. So
that's an honour, though.
Lots of pink inside, but it hadn't been very well looked after. I think they probably sold it like years ago, and it was sort of
very interesting.
But at least it was a tour bus. But yeah, we've done our fair bit of vans over the years. Yeah.
Tell me about that first van that took you around.
First van.
Yeah, well, the first.
I'm sure it broke down most of the time, but I felt sorry for our tour manager because he had to drive us around, do all the backline guitars, and look after us. I think he had a nervous breakdown. he used to hide all the receipts under his bed and just hope they went away.
There's a lot of nostalgia for a lot of people with your music. I know that I bet I'm not alone, and I bet a lot of people bring this up. Gran Turismo.
Yeah. Well,
that was my first introduction to Feeder.
Do you know, that was really useful for us because it was such a massive game. There's so many people that.
Oh yeah, it's a video game, by the way. If you don't know, yeah.
But in those days, it was quite a new thing, sort of having rock bands on it. It was lots of electronic music before, so you know, it was just something, you know, that was actually offered to us. And I think most bands here were taking money on it at the time. We're like, you know what, just put the tracks on there, and if it does well, we'll get a bit of a cut. And it did really well. So we actually did quite well out of that one, like financially as well. But it was just a really good way of spreading the word. And also, some of the tracks on there were actually really heavy tracks. So it means that even when we play some of those old songs, that people know them, which is really good.
Yeah.
Well, to mark I know, as you said, 25 years as a band, but 21 years since the first release. To mark that, you got a pretty special collectible for fans and new and old.
Yeah, it's our Feeder best of. It's got 50 tracks on the main deluxe one, and on the vinyl it's basically got 9 new songs. It comes with like a standalone kind of new album called Arrow. So it was nice for us, you know, we wanted to celebrate obviously what we'd done. So it's basically 42 singles, plus there's going to be obviously the 2 new singles from Arrow as well. So it's the best part of 43, 44 singles. It's quite a lot, isn't it? And we just felt like it was a good time to do it. I know we had a singles album out but that was over 11 years ago. And this has got a lot more on it than that. So it just felt like the right time.
Yeah. Definitely a great package.
Well, we were quite surprised actually how many singles we'd actually put out. It is a lot. We couldn't even fit them all on there. There's a few that aren't even on there. But
not to mention the ones that are on the cutting room floor that we never heard.
I think with the best of, people always think, oh, it's just like a money thing. But for us, it was really important to let people know that we are like celebrating like the past, but we're also making new music all the time. Our last album only came out like a year ago. We've already got like another album called Arrow. So we're always kind of working hard. we're not living just off sort of past glory, and hopefully people can see that and enjoy obviously the new songs on this record as
Well,
well.
I'm delving into some of the tunes of the past as like a springboard into a question. So
All right.
all these appear on the well, there's a 2 CD, a 3 CD, and a 4 LP version. So
You're selling it well, thanks.
you're
going.
welcome. You're welcome.
Checks in the post.
Tumble and Fall. Have you ever, I don't know, a failed stage dive or stacked it on stage
yeah.
or?
A few times.
I've
done.
He had an interesting one. Go on, you
Yeah,
tell
yeah.
them.
Well, I just it was we did this gig in Cornwall. It was a bit rainy, but it was quite nice.
On the
Rainy
beach.
in Cornwall.
It was on the
Yeah,
beach.
yeah.
It was on the beach, wasn't
So when I jumped in front of the stage, I just slipped. So there was nowhere to go, only where to jump. So I had to jump with the whole base, and luckily I reached the fence. But I hit the guy in front of
it? In front. How he didn't kill himself, I don't know.
Yeah,
'Cause he
I was
literally
so
went.
lucky.
He flew off the stage into the barriers, and it was just he was. And
Were you just caught up in the moment in the?
And he carried
Yeah.
on playing. I hit this big
Wow.
bang. With his bass.
it was like a slow motion. Oh,
He made it.
bang.
He made a really good recovery. I have to admit, if it had been me, I would have just broken my arm or something.
You're not an Eddie Vedder hanging from the riggings kind of a guy.
Well, if it's planned, yeah, maybe. But no, I mean, I'm playing guitar all the time.
Yeah.
If I wasn't playing guitar, maybe.
The final thing I'm just going to say is, looking ahead, you've got your best of record coming out, but you look around and there's loads of brilliant new music. But
Yeah.
I'm looking at the number of bands that have been around for the sort of length of time
Yeah.
you guys have.
Yeah.
Your fellow boys from the Valley Stereophonics, for
Yeah,
example,
yeah,
got a new
yeah.
record on the way.
Yeah.
Noel Gallagher's still making new music. The Killers are releasing another record.
Yeah.
Queens of the Stone Age, Foo Fighters.
Mm.
It feels like there's a lot of bands with pedigree just puffing their chest out and saying, "Oh, you young whippersnappers, we're still here."
Well, you know what? I think it hasn't always been like that. I think it's quite a good time for. I mean, it seems to be everyone's reforming now. I think they're all jumping on the bandwagon. But we've never actually stopped as a band. We had a little break just to do some other projects, which anyone would do in a 25-year career. But we never folded as a band, and I think it's quite rare. There isn't many that started when we did. Obviously you mentioned a couple there, but it just seems to be a slightly better time for us at the moment. It may just be that bands see us as being, that we're still here. That we've had a career doing something that that we believe in, and something that we like doing. We haven't been sort of media led or told how to look. And I think hopefully we're a good example to some bands, and maybe that's why our music's come round. It's almost gone full circle, and it's the same for bands like Foo Fighters. Have always been around,
Yeah.
but they're bigger now than they've ever been. And sometimes just timings can just be better for you. I think there's times where it hasn't been great for us, just because we weren't what was happening on the front page of NME or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's all about the songs, it's all about the tunes, and I think all the bands that you mentioned have all got tunes, and I think that's probably why we're still here.
Well, you just said it there. Virgin Radio, all about the music. As our feeder. Thank you very
There you
much,
go.
Grant.
Cheers.
Top man,
Thanks,
Taka.
Thank you.
Thanks
Cheers.
for coming in.